Good morning and welcome to Coffee with David. Today we're going to talk about meltdowns and tantrums. 3 ways that we can determine, at least for Braylee, the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum. Today, while we're doing coffee together, we're actually cleaning because today carpet cleaners are coming in to clean our nasty.
Carpet cleaners do. Carpet cleaners are coming in to clean our carpets.
Carpet cleaners are coming in to clean our carpets. This room's ready, kind of. I still need to vacuum it, but it's weird having an empty room right here. It hasn't been empty for a while. So we can tell the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum with Braylee based on the control that she has. In a tantrum situation, she's going to have control of what she's doing. Say she's being aggressive. Say she's about to hit or grab. Usually she does like a cheek grab or maybe even a throat grab. You can see a planned out action that she's about to take. Usually it's on her face. She does like an angry type face where her cheeks go in. I think I have a video of that. Her cheeks go in a little bit, but we can see that it's a planned action in that she has full control over what she's doing. Sometimes she'll even she'll make some noise before the action. So she has control. It's a tantrum. She has control over her actions. In the case of a meltdown, she does not have control. You won't see that type of planning. She will still grab and meltdown. She'll still hit. She'll hit herself. You can tell there's no planning involved. You can see that she has no control, and her crying and her screaming also tells us when she doesn't have control. It's different. When she does have control, it's more of like it's more like an anger. It's more like an angry scream or an angry cry. When she doesn't have control, she sounds a little more panicked. You can just see the difference, at least for Braylee, between the meltdown and the tantrum. Our approach to her is going to be different based on a tantrum or a meltdown. In a tantrum, her control shows us she wants something from us. She's frustrated with communication, maybe she's trying to tell us something, but she doesn't know how to. So she can get frustrated. So during a meltdown, we approach differently because there isn't anything particular that she's wanting. We can see the difference between the meltdown and the tantrum based on the control that we see. Next step in this house, I'm gonna vacuum the upstairs. That was a good cleaning experience. So, the second way we know the difference between Braylee's meltdown and tantrum, the aggression, the level of aggression, the type of aggression in general, really. So, tantrums can result in aggression that's just not completely controlled. Her emotions just take over. She wants something. That's the point of it. It's important for us to know the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum. We don't want to just give in to a tantrum because then she's a kid. She's going to be like, that was a win. She'll do the exact same thing to get what she wants. So during a meltdown, her aggression is completely out of control. She hits herself, she hits us. You can't see any planning. It's not directed at us, it's not directed at herself. The reason why she hits herself is because she's there, she's available. If we're standing next to her, if we're holding her, then it's us because we are there stopping, we're in the way. During tantrum, she'll throw herself on the floor like a kid tantrum. You know, you've seen that before. The kid doesn't get what they want, they try to be as dramatic as possible. In the meltdown, she doesn't quite throw herself down. She has no control over her actions. Like it seems involuntary. Like she doesn't want to do it, but she can't help it type reaction. And that's how we know too, that's a meltdown. She just doesn't have control over it. You know that feeling like you feel overwhelmed and you just can't handle a situation, you find certain things to calm yourself down. In her case, she gets overwhelmed and she can't find that thing to calm her down, and it just keeps blowing up to the point where all of her senses get clouded. It's like a flight or flight mode that it turns into.
It is fight or flight. You said flight or flight.
Fight or flight. It turns into a fight or flight mode.
She's running on pure adrenaline at that point.
Yes, all adrenaline. Generally, she's a pretty happy kid, but mornings like this one, we could tell when it turned from a tantrum into a meltdown. It just seemed like she was not ready for today. Now, I gotta go clean the stairs and the downstairs. Whew. Got the basement done. The third way we can tell the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum is how she can be soothed from whatever is happening. In a tantrum situation, her tantrum will improve when she's offered something. In a meltdown, nothing really works. In a tantrum situation, something that we may offer could calm her down. In a meltdown situation, nothing works at all. It's not because she is wanting something, it's because her senses are overwhelmed. Meltdowns can last anywhere from like 15 minutes to hours, depending on when she's coming down from the meltdown. She's starting to regulate herself. Slime, for example, we can use that to help her come out of her meltdown a little faster. Something sensory, some type of sensory input that can help regulate her. A lot of the tactile, like feel stuff, is usually a good way to get her moving out of a meltdown. In cases like today, really it's just time. Actually, the last few days, we've had 3 straight mornings now with a meltdown. Tantrum turned meltdown in some cases too. But either way, 3 straight mornings, and the meltdown this morning, there was no soothing her. Really, it seemed like she just figured it out on her own. We've come to a phase now over the last week or so. She's not sleeping well and she's having morning meltdowns 3 days in a row, so there's something going on. It could be the weather. It's been a pretty gray last few days. It's just stuff to say what it could be. So we're just gonna work through these meltdowns in the mornings, and hopefully we've seen the last of them. They can be pretty exhausting for her and for us. I think the school bus ride helped calm her down this morning after her meltdown. It was a tough one this morning. We got into a few months there where we didn't have any meltdowns at all, so 3 in a row was really tough. As tough as it was for me and Stacy, it was definitely a lot tougher for Braylee. We can't put our focus on ourselves. We have to put our focus on Braylee. I think the hardest part is seeing her go through it, because me and Stacy, we can manage. We can work through it. We just want to be able to help Braylee through these tough days. Hopefully we figure something out. I hope that gives some insight on tantrums versus meltdowns. By no means is that all the differences that you see. There's more differences than just those 3. But those are the 3 more common that we see with Braylee. What tantrums and meltdowns look like for us, it might look different for somebody else, because everybody's different, right? Everybody experiences things differently. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight to what tantrums and meltdowns look like for Braylee. I think the most important thing for me personally, after tough days, to not get stuck in a negative mindset to where I can easily just lay down and be miserable all day. I could. It's been a really tough few days. Yesterday, well, Stacy was at work from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. It was a meltdown for 3 hours. There was nothing I could do except hold her because she was hurting herself. I could easily just feel defeated, but I have to choose to stay positive. I have to choose to keep doing what I can to make sure Braylee is having a great day. And the great thing is that when she comes out of these meltdowns, she is in the best mood ever. When she's done with them, she's done with them. It's really tough for me to make that switch, like when it's over, thinking about it, and it starts getting to me like, wow, that was long, that was tough. And then I start remembering details like she really scratched herself really bad, or she hit herself so hard. Me and Stacy both dealt with her meltdown. Stacy more because she was with her more this morning. We could have easily just been so defeated to the point where we decided maybe we'll just go take a nap for a few hours just to recover. But hey, look, we got so much done. We got stuff done. Just keep moving forward, right? Stay positive, have fun, eat food, drink coffee with David. Where's my coffee? I gotta go get my coffee. It's right there. Good morning. This is day number 2, Braylee, of waking up in a great mood, sleeping through the whole night.